Hello to a little bit sad night, because today is I think the last night with my Volyota here. Volvo 245er 1975 car I had for a couple of years now, and I also had my 2JZ GT Toyota Supra engine in here. I think I'm gonna do just a little burnout or something tomorrow morning for a last drive, and then I will take the engine out of the car, because I actually sold the engine here. And the reason I sold this, I want to do something else here. I used to drive this car a lot before. I had a lot of fun with this car, especially when it was new and nobody in the neighborhood know about the car, or here in Sweden, Örebro. So I could fool a lot of people. I have not been driving this car that much lately. That's sad, and I'm a more builder guy than a driver guy. The 2JZ engine is, I think, one of the best engines in the world. So it's a little bit sad to let it go. I have wanted to keep this for some other project, but need to have some fundings to do some new projects in this car. So we'll see. I can make a walkthrough about this car a little bit, talk about it. I had some requests about it, so I don't think I've done it before. This engine I had for a spare engine for my Supra. I also bought a spare 6-speed V160 gearbox for the Supra. After I bought a spare engine and spare gearbox, they never broke down in my Supra. So then my friend had this car. It had a 16-valve engine turbo, and after that a T6. I bought this from my friend in Gothenburg, without engine, without gearbox. At the same time there, I built my Supra, and I built everything very nice custom plenum, everything polished and very fine. So the thing with this one, I can just build it easy. This is just steel pipes, intercooler pipes. It was fun to make it easy and don't spend a lot of money, and still it worked pretty, very good actually. It's a little bit budget car, but still a lot of power. It has upgraded connecting rods, Eagle connecting rods inside. The turbo here, it's a KKK29. I think it's a Volvo. It is from an FL7 truck maybe. It's not a race turbo, but it's working good. Now I have the wastegate. You can see the Australian Turbo Smart, very nice wastegate. It's actually the same that I have on my Lamborghini there, without sensor, but the body, everything is the same. It's a very good piece. I had for a couple of years China parts there, but they are I had a lot of problem with this China wastegate. Sometimes it was stuck closed, sometimes stuck open, it fell apart. And also when we check here, these hoses here, I think all of these hoses here is the valve for the boost controller. All of these actually recycled fittings and hoses from airplanes. I'm working with airplanes, and the company I worked for before worked with both the piston aircrafts and turboprops. And these are from piston aircrafts, because in piston aircrafts they need to be replaced at time. So even if they're all good, they need to be replaced. But alright, fuel inside, it's a Nuke fuel rail, the old one, the blue, and here you can see the wiring harness, just bare wires. And injectors are Bosch 1300s from BJP Race, of course. Very good injectors and good data on them, so you can have good idle and take a lot of power of it as well. Here we have the Nuke blow-off valve, and the wiring a little bit stock. This is a little bit messy, but it works. Radiator is aluminum Chevrolet that I re-welded, and the intercooler is behind here. So it's good with these old Volvos. They have a large grill here, so a lot of air will go in there. And oil cooler is here, and also here we have some recycled airplane hoses. And also this 75 car bumpers, they are ugly, but I like the lights and everything. But yeah, I keep it stock. Some put the newer bumpers on, but I want to keep this stock. Except here we have the 17-inch wheels for a little bit better handling. These are actually Peugeot wheels that I grinded off the welds and moved the center because the offset was not correct. So I moved the center and welded them on again. So that's working pretty fine. Here also we have the wastegate dump because I shall lay down on the floor here. Yeah, here we have the muffler for the wastegate. Yeah, it goes here. This car is actually very quiet. It has a 3-inch exhaust with dual mufflers, big muffler, so it's very quiet. What to say more? This car is a 245er 1975 DL 2.1 liter engine, so it had the B21 from the beginning, and I think the DL stands for deluxe. Let's see what's inside. And here is one of the features that is on a deluxe model. It's the clock in the center console, so that's high tech. The instrumentation here, we have the Louis steering wheel, and in the instrumentation, if I turn the ignition on, fuel pump comes on, and it's sweeping the speedo. That's cool. And this car do not have the rev counter here, so I put in some light emitting diodes here. Don't looks like they are completely straight, but whatever. The upper ones are green, that's a shift light. When I should shift, they will light on. The second row of red lights are for overtemp, either oil or water overtemp, and the lower one, red diodes, there are for oil pressure warning, depending on high RPM or lower RPM. We have inside here the glove box. It's the it's a lambda sensor. No, it's not a lambda, it's a lambda meter, and we have the link G for engine management. Also one extra set of keys, and one cool thing about these keys is that on this car it's an alarm, so, and also center lock. It's good for a 75 car with the center lock. The windows, it's electrical windows, of course, and yeah, of course in the back as well. Do we have more? I think this is boost switch, boost 1 or boost 2. This is for logging on the ECU, because this is the older box. It doesn't have looping logging. The back, everything is working in this car. Also the rear wiper, shift knob, original 4-speeder, and this is the ugly stick for the handbrake. Want to remove this one. This does not look good. And now the gearbox is BMW gearbox, and that's the one of the things that I have not been driving this car, if I should be honest, lately. It's because of the gearbox. I destroyed a couple of gearboxes, Toyota gearboxes, V160s. Then because they are hard to get parts for them, installed the BMW box, and it's not that good. It's a 5-speeder and it's not as fast as before. I feel like the car has not improved. It's rather the other way. That's a little bit sad. What more? One thing I think is cool also, because this car, it has this instruction. It has documentations here. This is that my tax is paid in 1975. So that's very good. Tax receipt. And also, if the cops pull me over, ask for registration, I have the registration here. It's first registration is 1974. So no problem, it's all fine. What do we have more? We have some information here. Inspections. Yeah, instruction, A little bit water damage, but that's good to have the instructions. Oh yeah, you have seatbelt in this car. That's very good. You know, Volvo and safety. Service book. Car and tractor 74 12 14. I think it banked that bought this car in Boden. This car has been in north of Sweden, and that is really good for many years. That's because in north of Sweden they don't use salt on the roads that we do here in. One good thing I think about this car is that here you can have some spare fuses, and the fuse box is right here. So I had some problem, I think, with the boost controller sometimes, and sometimes with the windscreen wipers, that my fuse was blown. So during driving in on Gatubil, just put a new circuit breaker, not circuit breaker, fuse maybe, new fuse, Bosch fuses here. That's a very good thing with Volvo. You can do this work at the same time as you're driving. You actually don't need to look at it at all. You can just feel which one is warm. Whatever. What more to say? This car, I have to close this. Bad thing about this car is actually the seats, the driver's seat. They are anti-racing seats. They are harder in the middle than on the sides. So if you're driving in a hard left corner, you will go in the passenger seat. This car have this roof rack. This was on the car when I bought it. The guy that sold it to me, it's actually a friend of mine. So he told me that this one will hold 3 tons, 3,000 kilos, because it's 3 bows here. So, of course, it will hold 3,000 kilos. But this roof rack is actually pretty good. Usually when I go to Gatubil in Norway or something like that, you put all the tires up here. So usually I go there, all the tires, burn them off. And go back again. It is very good actually to stiffen up the car, I think, because this car is getting old and a little bit sloppy in the chassis. For example, this door, the right hand off door, now it was possible to open it. If you pull it hard, 3rd, 4th gear in high boost, and you just slow down gently, slowly, it's not possible to open this door. It is stuck. To be able to open this door, when you have pulled hard, you have to pull the handbrake or do engine braking. Then the chassis would twist back and then it's possible to open again. Oh, and here you can see all my cats. Aren't they nice? I think they're mostly for fun. All the drifting guys, they put new livers on the car every year to make something new. This car have been looking the same for 35 years. Yes, it is the original paint. That's because it's a little bit whitish. The hood is very whitish. So it has been looking all the same for 35 years. So I thought this new livery with the cats here and not here is so nice. Back here is also Bella, the little dog here. So I think a lot of people have been fooled about this looking like a real dog because it's moving around when driving. And this is something that Volvo actually did, I think, when they was driving BTCC with the 855 Volvo estate. They had a dog in the trunk because this is a family car. It should be a family car. So this dog really likes to drift and drive around. So she's here all the time. Nice dog. Don't need a lot of food and water. Just a little bit drifting from time to time. Here's also a subwoofer. It's a Swedish old brand, MDS Backe. Also it's a stereo there in the front with the modern stereo, and here you can see the really ugly bumper taillights. These are really nice, not Also, this car has some bad things. It's dent here. It was there when I bought it. Here I got the dent. I smashed into something last winter. Not good. I will try to fix it a little bit better. I did some smashing out and put some paint on it. So I will try to do a little bit on the chassis, but this car was actually had a photo shoot for Speedhunters with Larry Chen, one of the best photographers in the car world. I think he's doing all of the Formula D and everything. He did photos on this car, and here you can see some rust. I have all of these parts in new, so I want to change them. When Larry asked me what my plans was for the car, I told him, yeah, I want to make it a little bit more fresh, to replace all of these bad things. But then he said, no, that's the thing that makes the car cool. I actually realized that, yeah, it's maybe cool. This one would be in perfect condition. You can clearly see that it is something made with the car. So yeah, I will keep it. Maybe I think I can repair a couple of these rusty things, but I will definitely not repaint the car or something like that. One good thing, the rear axle here, it's like a M5 diff put together with Volvo axle and special made drive shaft. I had this car in the garage for a couple of years, just to barely drive it, and yeah, had a lot of fun years before driving around in Sweden and Norway, and yeah, it's good. You can have all your friends in the car. I mean, maybe stupid selling the engine. Hopefully I can get some more energy when I put something new in this car and take it out on the roads again. There is where it belongs. Alright, the engine is out and almost ready for the new owner here. I actually feel a little bit ashamed of some solutions I did on this car when I built this. But it was a couple of years ago and I should do better now. One very smart thing when I built this was that it should be simple. It should go fast to build this, it should still work, but don't make anything special. And it has been working for many years. So I think I have to adopt it, some of that, for my Lamborghini, so I can take it to the road, not adjust and check every little detail, then it will never go to the road. I will finish my Lamborghini and later on I will working on the Volvo here and see what's happened with that in the future. Thank you for watching.